Hello, my name is Mark DuCharme, and I'm going to read some poems. Eco-Poetics, in memory of Jack Collum. Less ego, no cynicism. Be kind to starlings and finches and itinerant redbreasts and warblers who flower the air and ear. Do not err in simplicity, but embrace the wild panoply, the range of seeing and living and dying, yes. Don't mourn but revel in summer's lushness. Be a song pollinator in the mad rush of waking. Attend to the pinnate, the mossy, the rooted, the alluvial and riverine conditions of this messy life, which abounds by creek banks and runnels, by hilltops and rivulets, by the murmurs of weather and its polyglot botany, its grace of empurpled ripeness rife with bounty, with ringing and singing in afternoon light. Attend to our mammalian neighbors, herbivorous or predatory, who mewl or bark, growl or cry round our environs, under the sky, amid the extremes and slices gone by in all weather, and this turning about and going, in this going on, despite life being more meager, even with sparrows rushing, now that you, dear human, are no longer here. They dream after Ashbury. They dream only of what was, pillorying exactly the least essential, the most abortive thing to be stockpiled in the catalogue of honorific forms. They dream only of lesions grown in the throat, as if one had swallowed a braille iteration of the Epic of Gilgamesh, with notes for Hungarian speakers, none of whom dream wickedness in Italian. They dream only of the hallowed, the bumpy and heuristically forlorn, even as they dream of wearing gabardine suits and scaling flashily the girders of the Zilwaukee Bridge, which tremble with new awareness every time we touch them, as we drink lemonade and lurch at the ballyhoo of my and everybody's ramshackle facade, toward which we dream rampant, ancient speakers, stereo or otherwise. Though we are poor, and our own dreams are often of the dead or nearly dying, who refurbish America with their long lost cries, their ancient selves, which cannot be heard, although the dead are already here, faint as a manuscript of bones, until the trees go missing. Horribly dull, a collaboration with no one, for Jack Spicer. Horribly dull body calligraphy, courtesy Franz Kafka. Horribly dull words processed, as if despair were not an answer. Horribly dull bright mint rendezvous. Horribly dull evening post. There are no evening posts. Horribly dull, expressive spillage, as if life weren't full of joy. Horribly dull, fake poem posted here and called a poem. Horribly dull, suburban epiphany, snatch of magazine idleness. Can you say driveway verse under neon apple trees? Horribly dull entendre play. Do you remember Aretha? Do you remember what once was? Horribly dull, the unread or uninspired. Horribly dull lives which don't accrue in animal form. Horribly dull machine voice syntax. Horribly real, the animal lives which burn us with their throats. Horribly real, all animal life accrued, then lost suddenly in breath of flight upturned. Hiddenness for Patrick Pritchett. This is the dusk I shall preside in. All movement stems from the root of one movement. If you're here, you cannot go except to where. The lives of the poets suck raw movement, yet knowing what we do, raw feelings too coagulate in variant skies, and the root word flickers skies in awful remote formal wear. If you tried to distort a feeling, why not spread yourself against new districts, a comportment of the night that flatters your lost sense of removal? What nears is primal in the blackened eyes of travelers, which flicker in the rain? The near is what we share, although we are both stuck between it and live in botched, stand-in skies awaiting false histories to evoke us. Try not to fall against the corner of the wall. Create hiddenness for what we've never seen. And I'm going to close with a poem called On Frank O'Hara's Birthday. Calligraphies, chance accents, never again to know the rain or sky with its myriad surfaces and divertissements. The dolls swerved. I had forgotten about that day, its tangles and blackboards, fashionista lesions, gone quietly astray. The tempers met without right harm. In the dream, you walked sideways, and it shows. Rumpled coat, no rumpled coat, no ramped up coterie, commas, but not cats, you'd think, and you'd be giddy. The formal sarong having been applied with reticence. In the next frame, we see a picture of a man on a landing and hear a stupid Paul McCartney song. Are poems ways to mediate grief, holding their shapes amid the voices of the dead, where childish things absolve us of the need to whistle? If you think you're wrong, you'll still go on. Don't sniffle. The anagram is full of bugs. It pivots on a dimple, an outsourced vividness. The bondage lapsed, intransitive as composting. Then we waltzed on a trigger, slouching under cathedrals and embedding umber in our dusky sandals. What do skies care of leadership? What does the thrush, the rose, the willow? Yet still we sit here, flush with tampering, as if spring caused a fondness for bourbon or tempura. Then we gape into the air outworn, spilled past trouble, filled with damaged care. Thank you.